So to start off with, I'm taking out my old hair extensions because they're very grey out. And I got one of these needle bottles, which smells really good for getting the remover, and I just use rubbing alcohol, which is basically what all removers are made of. I don't know why they charge so much for them. Just get it in between the tapes and then pull them apart. So here I am running it along the tape, rubbing it in, and then gently pulling it apart until it basically just melts out of my head. My hair's out. This is what we're working with. So today I'm using these gorgeous weft tape extensions from Endearing Hair. But first I've got to dye my T-zone, so I use a bit of Weller toner with a bit of developer and let that sit for 35 minutes. I'm just putting this on the top bits of my hair because these are rooted. I want to make sure that the rest of my hair blends seamlessly when I put them in. So this is what the blend looks like on the top of my head. So slightly rooted still, which I like. Then for the first section, I like to do a small bit at the bottom. I make sure that there's enough hair to cover the end of the pin tooth comb, so I know that when I put my hair up, you won't be able to see the weft extension. Then I line up the extension to how long I want it, then cut it to size. For this bottom bit, I'm going to double it up because I like having a lot of weight at the bottom of the extensions to take the weight off the top of my head. Then I just stick it to the top of my hair, making sure to leave enough room that I'm able to flip it upside down on my head, which I do here. And because it's sticky, whichever of the hairs it sticks to, I like to pin up with it, which will be the ones that are captured between the tape. Then I take the other piece, the exact same size, flip my head over, and stick it to the bottom of it. I push it together as hard as I can with my fingers, but then also use these flat pliers to make sure it's really stuck on there. Then for the next layer, I go about an inch above it. Same again, making sure it's a really even, crisp line with a pin tooth comb. Measure again for how long I want it, leaving a bit of hair at either of the sides so that if I do wear my hair up, you can't see it. Then again, stick it to my head, really press it with my fingers to catch a lot of the hairs, then pull it upside down, making sure it lies flat while it's upside down. Then we're doing the same again, flipping it upside down, pinning it up. Then I take the other piece, take the tab off to make sure it's the sticky side, and stick it to the bottom of that. You're pressing really hard with my fingers, or the pliers as well, to make sure it's really stuck on there. And look at that blend. I'm so impressed already. Then as the two first pieces were back-to-back hairs, for this one I've decided to split it into two to take the weight off the middle. Then I'm going to use some more of Endearing Hair's invisible tape on the underside to make sure that the hair's really locked in there. I've cut the sizes before I put it on my head, and as you can see, this locks in the hair without having the weight of the double weft of the extension, which I like to keep to the bottom of my head, and doing the exact same on the other side. As usual, press these together with my fingers or the pliers, just to make sure that it's really stuck in there. Then I move on to the two pieces I put on the sides of my head. So I like to go an inch back from my hairline. I like to do it diagonally. This is so that when I wear my hair in a ponytail quite high up, it doesn't put unnecessary tension at the wrong angle on my head. It also makes sure that it layers the hair slightly at the sides of my head, and I do this on both sides. I like to section this off first to make sure I'm getting it even on each side. So these are my last two pieces. I stick them at a diagonal, as I said, so I can flip it over and wear it in a ponytail when I want to. I put the hair on the side of my head, the invisible tape underneath as usual, and this means that it's not as heavy as the other pieces, but still keeps that great length and really good blend on the top. Pressing it together, making sure it's really stuck in there as always. And there we go. Then this is me showing you the amazing colour match that they've given me, and how the rooted look on the underside with no shiny bands where it grows out from the extension really makes them look seamless. Then I gave them a quick trim to make sure they're nice and blunt, which is how I like them, and quickly ran my GHD soft curl tong through them to give them a bit of a wave as they are brand new. Stay tuned for the refit video in 6 to 8 weeks.